I never noticed what small hands you have. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you have not yet joined our Jiu-Jitsu family of brothers and sisters, go ahead. Now, the goal here isn't to make my blue belt brother cry. That's only reserved for white belts who still have shreds of ego remaining. The important thing is to use trash talk to either encourage somebody or vary the intensity of the role. Ladies, if you want some good hard sparring rounds, the first thing you can do is directly ask like, hey, can we do a competition round or can we up the intensity? And if they have trouble upping the intensity with you, which has happened to me before, you can physically ask for it by upping your intensity physically. And if that doesn't work, then try these little verbal gems. My rolling partner is a fellow blue belt with ginger hair. I walk up to him and ask him how he keeps his hair so meticulously kept, because we just came out from some rolls and not even a strand out of place. Like, what is this guy use? Is it a hair product? Some nice ass hair, I'm just saying. So we give a little, you know, we flex a little and we go in for the roll. I'm saying some stuff like, oh, am I gonna go in for a double and you're gonna go in for a guillotine, right? Because that's always what happens when we roll. So he tries to go in for an arm drag. I'm trying to spin out of the arm drag and he gets a good hold of my head and goes in for a sumigashi and gets the judo throw. I'm probably in half guard in this instance, and I'm like, dude, you know, if we're gonna fight each other, let's at least get in the frame. So I have him start from the same position because I'm fair like that, and immediately go to bridge out to get his hands down. That's extremely useful if you're ever in a self-defense situation because you don't want to turtle in that position. You want to use your hips to get their hands on the ground. That way they can't punch you in the face. Pro tip. So right now I am in half guard. Usually when I'm in mount, what I like to do is I like to do the step over escape. That has the highest success for me. So I'm currently in half guard, and what I'm attempting to do is I'm attempting to hip over to get to my right hip in order to hip out. And I usually go for a single leg from here, but it looks like he's trying to go for a submission, and that's what is, oh, yeah, he must have had a arm and head. So right now he is transitioning to the back. He has one hook in, and at this point, he doesn't even have, oh, he goes for a nice body triangle because I am small enough for that shit to happen. I'm probably talking some shit about how he could actually get, I'm one of the few that he could get a body triangle on. And right now he has his feet crossed, and I think I'm attempting to go for some sort of foot lock, but what I need to do is, I'm doing a good job of wrist control on his hands. If anybody ever has your back, the first thing that you want to do is you want to have good wrist control. And I typically do that by making sure both of their arms are under my armpits and I do a cross grip, because if their hands are trapped under your armpits, then they can't be around your neck. So wrist control is key. So you can see him fighting, I'm answering the phone, keeping my hand near my head, which is useful to both block strikes and MMA, and then block their arm from coming across. And from here, what I need to do is I need to be working on hipping out more. As I am grip fighting at the same time. And here I try to use the wall because in my mind I'm thinking, oh, maybe I can just backflip out of this. But that just drives me further into the choke. The key here is hips high and drive your head to the mat. We then have some lower belts coming in, and I promptly tell them that the upper belts are trying to roll. Could they please commence their ass kicking 5 feet away? So here I'm promptly returning the favor. He tries to go for a double leg. And I do a sumigeshi back to him. How do you like them apples? Other shit talking that you can do is you can always call what they're trying to do cute. Oh, that takedown was really cute. I can tell you're trying really hard right now. One time I was sparring, this happened in Muay Thai, and I was like, I wanted to up the intensity. So I stepped in, went for a strike. My sparring partner, 200-pound MMA pro fighter, responded to my physical asking by teeping me like I was a grown-ass man. I got teeped so hard, the lining in my uterus was like, look girl, I know we're supposed to be here for another week, but I just packed my bags and peace out. Like she was not having it. So it is, if you ever want competition rounds, hard rolling, hard sparring, you can ask verbally, you can ask physically, or you can do a little smack talking. I got exactly what I asked for. I remember another time I was rolling and Nate was like, oh, I never noticed what small hands you have. And then I was like, it's cold in here. Okay, size doesn't matter, which is a huge lie. We all know this. So I shoot in for a double and he does a very good job of getting his hips back, sprawling his hips back, and catching my head. And now it looks like he's going for a judo throw. He was trying to go for a judo throw, but I ended up doing a judo throw back to him. At this point, I tell him, oh, so, you're gonna go in for a double A and then one of us are going to get into a guillotine. And at that instant, he goes for an ankle pick, which he then tells me that like, oh, I've never gotten that live before. So with the right shit talking, you can definitely motivate your training partners to sweep you in new and exciting ways. So here I come up on a single, I drive, but he manages to reverse the position. And it looks like he is attempting to go for a Kimura. He takes the back, but I am trying to hip up over that foot if I can get over that foot, and he does a very good job of putting me in the opposite direction. Now I go to my knees, go back to my back, and I am trying to get my hip over that bottom leg, but his top leg is what is preventing that. He has that triangled, and I know there is a footlock somewhere here, so I am just messing around trying to find it as I fight his hands. And from this position, I roll back to my back, trying to get those hooks out and trying to drive my head down while at the same time gripping his arms in order to have good hand control, because in jiu-jitsu the first step is hand fighting. If I can control his hands, then I can stop them from going around my neck. here, here he's trying to go for, looked like a head and arm, but I could tell that he really didn't believe in it. So another shit-talking phrase that you can whisper is, I know you don't believe in it. And that's the end of our round. So thank you so much for watching. Again, if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe to the channel and join our family of brothers and sisters who enjoy choking each other out and talking smack to each other. It's all about, you know, improvement. And also I have a Patreon where I go into technical depth of what's going on. Here, it's, you know, it's funsies. All right, so until next time, bye.